Um, that's a big question. Oh, these are grown women. These women can do whatever they want to do. No judgment zone for me.
Welcome back to Access Hollywood's Housewives Nightcap. We have the Queen of Atlanta, Miss Cynthia. Welcome.
Hi, ladies.
Cynthia, I am so excited to have you on. We have been talking about this for weeks now because we're like, we have so many questions for you. And especially, we just want to know all about your wedding and how that went down. We're excited to see it coming up on a couple of episodes.
My wedding was amazing. It was exactly the wedding that I was supposed to have. A lot of things happened. It was obviously very stressful doing it during the pandemic, but I will say, hindsight being 2020, 10-10-20 was our perfect date. Everyone that came had a great time. There were no one was positive as a result of being at our wedding. We put a lot of time and energy and money into making sure that everyone was safe. And I'm excited to be able to share it with you guys. Last year was a very trying year for all of us. And I think at the end of the day, for me, just having something to look forward to, just really a believer that love truly conquers all. It was great in the midst of everything that happened last year. That was definitely one of the highlights of my year.
Your husband now is like, he's just an angel. Like, he's a saint. he says everything right.
Don't put him too high on a pedestal now. You know what happens when you do that. My husband definitely has blood running through his veins. And he is a good guy. But trust me, we were tested during this pandemic and we are still being tested. But I've never been more sure than I was when we got married that he's the guy for me.
Because I was going to ask, you need to give us an update on your life. How is a married life going between you two?
It's amazing. I honestly feel like there's such a difference between being a fiance and a wife. Like being a wife, especially my second time around, obviously I'm, trying to learn from the mistakes I made the first time around that didn't end up being my happy ending. I feel like so invested in him. I feel like I have wifely duties, if you know what I mean. It's like I try to cook for this man. I try to make sure everything's nice and clean around the house. As a fiance, if I didn't feel like having sex, I'm like, no, babe, not right now. I'm tired. I'm really kind of tired right now. But as a wife, I'm like, oh, I must please this man. I must pleasure this man. This is my wifely duty. Like, you're just more invested. Like, I want to make sure he takes his vitamins and keeps his immune system strong. Like you want the man to actually be around because he's your husband. So you want everything that, to be good with you guys.
That's amazing. It makes so much sense though. It's a different level. I, for one, am so happy to see you marry this wonderful man and just no more Peter. I love how your mom handled this wedding too. Like, I feel like the energy, she was really more supportive of this marriage.
My mom, and as a mother myself, we know when our children are happy. We know when they have peace. You can just tell. In my last marriage, we were definitely battling a lot of different problems and issues, which is why it didn't work out in the end, although I tried to do everything I could do on my end to just give it a go. My mom wants me to be happy. I have never been happier. You guys, I have annoyed you guys on my Instagram and on the show. I'm like, Mike. I mean, it's pretty clear that I'm excited about this man. I've never made that a secret, no matter how thirsty some people think that I was when I met him. And now, my thirst has been quenched and I'm happy. And, my mom is happy that I'm happy.
I love that line. Your thirst has been quenched. I just had to repeat it because it's so good. But we have to ask because I feel like there were a couple of bumps along the way to the altar, including your relationship with your dad and your mom, and if you wanted your dad to be at the wedding. So tell us how you navigated all of that.
Weddings are, weddings and funerals. That's all I can tell you. It's so hard to kind of keep it about you, because the family members get involved. I mean, I was spending a lot of time having conversations with, my mom and Mike's mom about, well, did you invite Uncle Joe? Did you invite Cousin Barry? Did you invite this? And I'm like, who are these people? We haven't seen, Mike hasn't seen half of these people in years. I haven't, but we were getting a lot of pressure to invite different people. In regards to my dad, I definitely went back and forth with that just because the relationship has been strained. However, I felt like at the end of the day, it was the right thing for me to at least extend the invite. If he comes, he comes. If he didn't come, he didn't come. That was fine. But I just felt like I just need to just extend the invite. But it was a lot. I think that was one of the most stressful things, was who to invite and who not to invite. We were actually, believe it or not, we actually tried to keep the list small, even though everyone we invited actually showed up, which kind of backfired on us, because we just thought in a pandemic that, we'll invite them, but they're not going to come because we're in a pandemic. They all came because we were in a pandemic, basically, because everyone,
right, people wanted to get out.
Yeah.
And also, no one wanted to miss this party you were going to throw. Like, it was the party of the year.
You know what? I didn't look at it like that at the time, but I will say on my wedding day, when I walked out and I saw all my beautiful friends and family standing there, like people literally like crying, like it honestly felt like my true happy ending. And I am a woman of a certain age. I never thought I would get married again. I always wanted love, but I never thought that I would actually find my best friend. And I did. And I think it's just such an inspiration for other women who are older. I'm going to be 54 next month. And I love that I didn't give up on love.
I just like caught my breath because I'm like, how are you 54?
I know.
Well, not yet.
Not yet, but you don't even look nearly close to 54.
No. You looked amazing, and I am so happy you had that day. And I agree, it's like totally an inspiration to women that feel like love has surpassed their age. Love doesn't have an age limit, right? On the flip side of the wedding stuff, people were commenting and upset that you had the wedding during the pandemic. You're a public figure, so of course people comment. What is your reaction to that? And, did you guys take all the precautions you could to be safe?
100%. Hindsight being 2020, no one tested positive for COVID as a result of being at our wedding. We spent a lot of time and a lot of money making sure that everyone had everything that they needed. We had a COVID-19 company come and spray the whole venue. I mean, instead of me agonizing over what food we were having, I was literally like, do we have the thermometers for the temperature checks? Do you have the basin to make sure people wash their hands before they even enter the building? So COVID kind of really took over my wedding in a lot of ways, but Mike and I just wanted to make sure that if we were going to be able to go through with this wedding, that we weren't breaking any laws, that we were being COVID-19 conscious, and that we did everything on our end to make sure that everyone was safe. And the biggest thing we did was be transparent and let people know this is going to be a larger wedding. Everyone has decided to come. And, if you don't feel comfortable coming, we completely understand. And we kind of didn't want everybody to come because it would just be like for us. But they all came, and thank God everyone was fine.
I love it. Well, I'd love to see you so happy. You're obviously glowing, and I'm just so happy for you. I do want to talk about your daughter, Noelle, because she's also, it seems like she's so happy. She's grown up, and oh my God, she has gotten so beautiful.
Thank you.
She's gorgeous, stunning.
Yes, Noelle has definitely come into her own. She's 21 now. So she is kind of grown, basically. And, it's actually a choice that she hangs out with her mom these days because she has her own life going on. She's finding her way. And I'm extremely proud of the direction that Noelle is going. I feel like she's young, she's 21, but I still feel like she still handles herself with a certain amount of class and integrity. And she's a really brilliant young lady.
I mean, yeah, I was going to say, she's already so true to herself as well. Like,
oh, for sure. She's owning her truth, across the board. Noelle is my heart, my life. She's not a housewife. She's not a peach holder. So on this show, she does not have to tell her business on the show. And her coming out as sexually fluid on the show was huge for her. And it was a big decision to make. And I encouraged her to do it on the show just because I wanted her to be in control of her own narrative, to tell her own story. And, you know, in her life outside the show, that was her truth. And I didn't want it to feel like we were hiding that, you know, her truth. Or, you know, as a reality star, you guys always feel like you should know everything that's going on in our lives and our kids' life. And when you don't know, it's like, ooh, you know, it's a scandal. It's like, oh, did you guys know that Noelle was sexually fluid? There's a, you know, she's on the shade room, like, you know, hugging a girl.
Right.
So, but this is the era, this is the life, this is the world we live in right now. So I was just incredibly proud that she made the decision to have that conversation, for us to have that conversation on camera. And it actually inspired a lot of other moms that I know and dads who have children that are sexually fluid to understand it and embrace and just, you know, have compassion for their kids, you know, journey, whatever it is. Love is love at the end of the day. And one of the things I definitely look back on, you know, as I look on my housewife journey, as it's been over a decade now, definitely one of my better moments as a parent.
You know, there were people like Wendy Williams saying things like, oh, it's not real, you know, it's
just a storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is disappointing.
Well, right. Well, you know what? You know, here's the thing, like as a reality star, we have to share our story. And whatever our story is, it's so frustrating when people say, oh, you know, is she just doing that for a storyline? Like even it came up that, you know, I'm having a legal issue with my ex-husband. Like even someone was like, oh, is this for a storyline? You know, when I first came on the show, we were having all these financial issues. Like who wants to have anything negative be a storyline? Like I don't enjoy talking about the unfortunate things that are going on in my life. But as a reality star, I've always just been transparent, and I've always just shared and gave everything that it is. So it's really offensive when people just say, oh, you know, if I'm just going to create a storyline, I'm going to create a fly ass cool storyline. I'm not going to be like, oh, let me go and find some things that are like that I don't want to talk about in real life, let alone on TV, to be a storyline. So anything, I can assure you, anything that I show on the show, anything, you know, my life on the show is my real life. I've always been 100% authentic on the show. And I don't know any other way to be. I mean, it's a lot more work to try to create a storyline than just actually live your storyline, to be honest.
That's so true. And I do have to agree with you. Like I've watched all the seasons and I always feel like you are very authentic and very true to yourself, which as viewers, we want to see. So I feel like this is the perfect segue to move into our next segment, because you need to be authentic and you need to tell us the truth. So we are going to play a round of real or rumor. Okay. All right. So you just tell us if it's real or it's not rumor. So much.
Or if it's some bullshit.
Yes.
So number 1, real or rumor, you are ditching Lake Bailey and moving out to LA.
Ooh. Oh, that's kind of real and a rumor. Like it's like we haven't decided what we're doing, where home is going to be. But right now I can say we're spending more time at Lake Bailey. So I think it's, well, I don't know what that is. Is that a rumor? Because we haven't decided yet. So I'm gonna go with rumor.
Wait, let's say you do move to LA. Could you like show up on Beverly Hills?
I keep getting asked that question. Look, I have seen Housewives evolve so much over the years that I've been on it. In a perfect world, my real world is I have 2 homes. I have a home in Atlanta and I have a home in Los Angeles. I have friends here and I have friends in Beverly Hills. So in a perfect world, you know, Atlanta's always going to be home, but I'm not close to hanging out with the ladies in Beverly Hills when I am in Los Angeles. So there you have it. Andy Cohen, figure that out.
Okay, next one, real or rumor. Do you hate your fellow housewife Giselle Bryant's fashion?
That's a rumor. I absolutely do not hate her fashion. Hate is a strong word. Do I always agree on her fashion choices? No.
Okay.
All right. So next one, Kenya and Portia are obviously at it this season, and even on social media. Portia recently shared a tweet that called Kenya vile and that she's jealous of her. So real or rumor, you are on Kenya's side of this whole feud.
Oh, that is a rumor. I actually am not a part of the Kenya Portia feud. I have an amazing relationship with Kenya. She's one of my closest friends, and I have a great relationship with Portia. So the deal is, it ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay. I pray that they figure it out, but I am good with both.
Real or rumor, Kenya will never get back with Mark.
Rumor. We don't know, and Lord knows I don't know what's gonna happen with Kenya and Mark. Only
You would like, you like
time will
Mark?
tell.
Would you like to see them work it out?
I like Mark very much. I think he's great. I know him. I've gotten a chance to know him quite well, and he's a great guy. I like Mark. I don't know if I like Mark with Kenya. That's it. Now,
But she's a strong personality, and he's also a strong personality.
yes, but Kenya is a strong personality, but as you guys saw, you guys got a chance to see on our show when it comes to her relationships. As a wife, she's very soft in her relationships. She definitely can come off a little submissive and let the guy kind of take the lead.
I just need to know, before we get to the big question.
The
Nene,
big question.
The big question. You know what that is.
Okay.
Nene is not here this season.
Yes.
Do you keep in, I mean, this isn't really a real or rumor question, but do you keep in touch with Nene?
The last time I reached out to Nene was to extend an invite to my wedding. So I do
You
not.
invited her.
Yes, I did. I do not keep in touch with her on a regular basis consistently, no. But if I, wanted to reach out or send a text to say, hey, just, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, whatever, I still have access to do that. But no, we don't speak on a regular basis.
Do you think
Think
she would ever? Oh,
that was my question.
Emily. Do you think she would ever come back? I mean, I know just a couple months ago, she was trying to sign a petition for viewers to not watch Housewives.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but do you think she'd ever come back?
I don't really honestly know. Honestly, I've always given Nene her flowers and said, how, when you think of the show, you think of her. If it wasn't for the Nenes of the world, there would not be any Cynthia Baileys on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I've always given her respect as to what she has done to help build this show. But, where things are now, I don't really know if she wants to come back or if they want her to come back. I really don't know.
I don't think Andy wants to hire her.
Well,
I don't think we want to deal with that.
Yeah.
I love
not
Nene.
looking like it's not looking like either one of them want to be in business together right now. So
Okay, so this is the last question. This is the question of all questions.
Ooh, okay.
If it's what everyone wants to know, Cynthia. So real or rumor, Portia was the one that was involved in Strippergate.
Oh, that's a big question. I cannot answer that question. You guys are going to have to just wait and see. The only thing I can confirm is that Candy Burris Tucker knows how to throw a hell of a bachelorette party. And we all had an amazing time. I had a great time. And so did the ladies. Some more than others, obviously. But you guys will have to watch that all play out.
Kenya did kind of spill the beans a couple weeks ago. She did tell us Portia was involved. So we do kind of know that. But everyone is waiting for this episode. We're all just eating our popcorn. When
literally every week I'm like, where's this episode?
It's gonna be a good episode. Like honestly, that whole night, like the entire party it's worth you guys waiting for. It was a lot. Like there's things that I saw that I can never unsee. I can just tell you that.
Okay, last follow-up question. I'm sorry, we always have our follow-up questions, but this was obviously your bachelorette party, so were you upset that certain things went down?
Oh, these are grown women. These women can do whatever they want to do. No judgment zone for me. I did what I was comfortable doing, and I felt like I did a lot my own self. I mean, there was definitely a limit, but I definitely had a good time and enjoyed myself. And I'm just really glad the other ladies did too. Like honestly, it was really a fun time, and things allegedly went a little further for some people, but you guys will have to just wait until all that happens, and let the people that are in question speak for themselves.
She's not spilling one.
I know she's not.
I'm not. You guys are good though. You guys really tried to get me. I thought that was like.
If you told Andy more, I'm gonna cry. I want to know what happened.
Oh no. When it comes to Strippergate, I honestly only know what I know. I didn't see anything firsthand. I heard some things just like you guys heard, and I'm actually interested to see how it's all going to play out myself. Like honestly, like I don't. There was I did have an expiration where Mama went to bed, and which thank God I did, and. The next morning I got all the tea.
Yes, we will just have to wait and see, Cynthia.
Yes. But it's coming up. It's coming up soon. You guys don't have to wait that long.
So excited. Well, thank you so much for coming on and spilling some tea with us.
Yes, thank you, Cynthia.
I know it's kind of some lukewarm tea, but you guys can get the hot tea from some of the other ladies. I just always want to try to give you guys a little bit, but, I always try to stay in a decent place with everyone. I haven't been on this show for over a decade for no reason.